Alright, so today I want to have a brief talk about felt recoil versus actual recoil. This is the little 22 Magnum mini revolver that I have. This is actually the 22 long rifle cylinder that's in it with drywall anchors functioning as snap caps. They work quite well. The point about them, the reason I'm using this though, is that when I did the review of it, I mentioned that the 22 Magnum recoil was actually kind of impressive. It was pretty tough. Well, not tough, but you know, there was a lot of recoil. There's not. I took a video of it to show you guys, and well, it turns out I was a little pessimistic. So my point is that it feels a lot worse than it actually is. I will stitch that video in here in a minute so you can take a look for yourselves. But basically, I assume it's just because I only have this one finger grip on it and it just feels so much worse than it is. But I'll stitch that in here and you can take a look for yourselves. So as I mentioned when I was doing my review of the North American Arms mini revolver, that the recoil was kind of interesting for a rimfire. So I'm going to show you. Besides, as I was doing the review, I noticed that these rounds were looking a little ragged, as are the ones that are in the holster. So I'm going to shoot these 5, do a reload, and shoot the other 5. So here we go. Okay, let's see what the target looks like. So the 5 rounds in the vicinity of the box are from the second group, where I was actually using the sights and doing so correctly. The first 5 were my object lesson that I really need to shoot this gun more often and use the sights correctly. So note to self, I'll do that in the future. Okay, so now you've seen the video of how the recoil isn't as bad as I thought. The reloading, however, is more or less as I described. It's very slow and not painful by any means, because you know there's nothing complicated about it. It just takes time. Also, in one of the videos, the camera seemed to move a little bit. I use this gadget here that goes on a tripod, and then this whole tracks me to where it keeps track where I am. That way, if I'm moving around or whatever, it locks in. It had a little glitch, and I'm not going to mess around with going back and reloading it. And now it's time to do some cleaning. And I went and did a transfer yesterday for something I'll talk about later, but I ended up picking up this Ruger Mark III from their used shelf while I was there. And I'm going to take this apart and clean it. From what I hear, that's the easy part. Putting it back together, somewhat less so, but I guess I'll find out. And I'm sure I'll let you guys know sooner or later. Have a good one now.